Not all the way there yet. If you feel like you hear this cut off, let me know. Okay, so you sent me an email with the directions that you wanted to do any activities.
Yeah, but my question is, am I doing it the right way?
I hear you.
Suave, bajito.
I hear you. All right. Let's start with just telling me about like
You
your
know,
thought
it's
process.
hard being a third person and kind of like writing this activity.
Explain what you mean.
Okay. So I was having a hard time trying to figure if I should speak on behalf of Jair or on behalf of myself.
Give me some examples.
Okay. So I came up with the tea party activity, and I figured, okay, we're gonna have Kevin, Monkey, Jair, and I. So then, how should I start the directions by saying, Jair, el chango está leyendo, or by saying, el chango lee. Get it?
You're talking about like what tense you should use. So the monkey's reading or the monkey reads.
Yeah.
Can you say make the monkey read? Or something like that?
Okay.
Kind of like how we've been doing it.
Okay.
Would that make sense?
Okay.
Make the monkey read, put Kevin. Let me pull out your ideas. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm asking because you
what
know,
tense to use?
Yeah, because it's hard. Okay, it's easy for me to say, Jair, pon a dormir a Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Pon a leer a Kevin. It's the way that I'm rephrasing it and asking him to do it. It's like a little bit like pon a leer. I gotta figure that one out. The whole reading thing.
It's different in Spanish.
Yeah, it's different in Spanish.
Okay. Was it translate to say make monkey read?
Sí, it'll be like el chango está leyendo or el chango lee. See, you name the person before.
Uh-huh.
When
You
it comes
don't
to
say
reading.
make, do you?
No.
Because you would, like, pon is like put.
Yeah.
That's
That's when I'm having trouble.
the way that I've heard you do it more in the past is like el chango está leyendo. And I think that's probably what he knows the best.
Okay, okay.
But that's basically telling him monkey is reading. So in Spanish, this is hard.
So maybe I can say, the monkey wants to read.
That's a great way of doing it. That's great brainstorming, yeah.
So, okay.
El chango quiero leyendo.
So el chango quiere leer. And then if he sees a book, then it's more, the common sense that he's going to bring the book over to the chango.
Say that again.
El chango quiere leer.
Uh-huh.
The monkey wants to read.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a way of me, like, putting my thoughts together and translating it as it should be translated.
I think monkey wants to read is perfect.
When I was writing it down, I was like, wait a minute, how would I say this? It's easy for me to put it together in English, but when it comes to Spanish, it's thinking back and saying, okay, does this make sense to me? Which it didn't, and it wouldn't either make sense to
You don't want to
Jair.
teach him like something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is part of the reason why I wanted to do these types of brainstorming things before he turns 3, so that it makes sense. Because I think, like, when I come in and I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing, we're going to say these things, it's kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. But then when you actually have to think it out, it gets a little bit more confusing. So monkey wants to read is great because it's a way of kind of telling him you need to do this. Where if you say monkey's reading, he can kind of look at them and be like, no, he's not.
Yeah. So I think from now on, my direction should be, this person wants to do blah, blah, blah. Instead of when before it was, Jair, el chango quiere dormirse, or
That's the way you
the
want to do
triangle
it.
Yeah, now I want to do it quiero. And
Mhm. And the
I
way you
want.
were doing it was like telling him monkey's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think adding in wants is nice because it's telling him, oh, you need to do this. You need to act on this. Instead of having him just kind of be like, monkey, I don't know why you're telling me monkey's sleeping. Monkey's not sleeping. You know, it's not telling him I need you to do something. So yeah, I love the thing that I love is that you thought all this out, and
Yeah. And
it gets
that's
easier.
the only reason when I came up with one activity. I couldn't even figure out the second activity.
it gets easier. I think that like once you get over the hump of coming up with a couple of ways to do things, it starts to make a little bit more sense. All right, so tell me about that process, like coming up with activities and everything. Like, where did you start? What did you decide on?
Okay. So the only activity that I came up with was the tea activity. And now that I kind of clear things out with you, now I know where I'm heading to. ¿Qué, mija? ¿Quiero leche? ¿Quieres leche? ¿Sí? Ok, espera. Primero vamos a hablar con Lender. Ahorita te doy la leche, ¿ok? Espera. Ok, 1 minuto, espera. Siéntate y espera tantito, ¿ok? Sí, mijo, espera.
I don't mind if you want to go.
Okay, let me go. Yeah.
You can go get some.
Yeah, I'll go grab it. Okay, vamos.
It's up to you. I don't want him to be frustrated.
Leche. ¿Ahí quiere leche? Sí. Okay, no. No toca ahí. No toca, vamos a tomar leche. Escucha, mamá. No, deja eso por favor. Tenga su leche. Dame leche, mamá.
Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Uh-oh. Okay, siéntate.
All right. So tell me about the process. Like, what did it look like for you to start working on this?
What did it look to me?
Mm-hmm. Where did you start? How did you decide on a tea party?
Okay, I decided on a tea party because it's not a structure activity. Therefore, Jair engages more when it's pretend play, and he really likes having tea parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure incorporating like maybe the puzzles, some blocks, and books, and asking him to do different directions within,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the objects that we had set up
Mm-hmm.
for these guys.
Yeah, definitely. So how did you decide, like, what made you decide to do the puzzle? How did you decide, like, you know, who the different characters were going to be?
What made me decide for them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jair definitely likes playing with Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we've been bringing Monkey along because poor Kevin is always doing, you know, things for Jair. Other than that, I decided to incorporate like the book because Jair likes reading, and because I went back to those picture cards and I was reading through them, and I was like, okay, how do I incorporate all these different ideas into our little activity?
Uh-huh.
I wish I could have done other stuff like, pulling. I still gotta figure that out. Maybe I should look for like a scarf and ask Jair. Okay, Jair, Kevin quiere jalar.
Yeah,
And
that
then
pulling is hard because
it's
you
hard.
really need to be pulling something.
In order, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, pulling would be a tough one compared to like reading.
But we can certainly push the table.
Yeah, you can push.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're right, and I think as long as you kind of show him that's what I mean. You could say, I guess Kevin wants to push. I still kind of think that it might need something on the end though, like Kevin wants to push the table versus pull the table.
Even though I want to stay away from clues, right? Yeah, I should.
I think.
Because I did. Kevin reads without giving Kevin reads a book. Because I wanted him to figure out, okay, puzzle book, Kevin reads, he can't obviously read a puzzle, but then maybe he can.
Yeah. So I think reads is good. Maybe let's stay away from kind of some of the more abstract ones for now, like push and pull.
Okay. My question is, can I come up with these activities just using one stuffed animal?
So tell me what you're thinking. What do you mean?
So just having Kevin or Monkey around with including Jair and Mommy.
If you include Jair and Mommy, does it make sense why?
No, that's why I'm confused.
Okay. So if you have, you need to have so the goal is an object and an action, right?
Uh-huh.
So you have to keep two things in your head at the same time. So if you just have Kevin and you don't, and then you have like some actions that are options, like Kevin goes to sleep versus Kevin reads or something like that. If you just have Kevin, then you don't have to listen for his name because you don't have anybody else.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense now.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a big breakthrough for me
Okay,
too.
so it's all about paying attention and listening to
To both.
both. Okay.
Yeah. So if you
So
have
Mommy
Kevin
or
and Monkey,
And it's okay. So
you have to be able to get both parts wrong. Is another way of thinking about it.
Okay, so let me make this clear. Okay, so I said Kevin and Monkey, and I say, el chango quiere hacer el rompecabezas. Then he has to focus on whom I'm calling for Okay.
And the action.
in the action.
So if you don't have Monkey, he doesn't have to listen for Kevin, so it doesn't count. Because it's obvious. You could have said, blah, 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 does the puzzle. And he would have still done it. You could have said, the way that sometimes I think about it, not to confuse things, is if you can replace anything with Chinese and have them still get it right, then he doesn't have to pay attention to
Okay,
it.
now it makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you should be able to say, Hoobadoo wants to read a book. He's going to sit down and read a book, right?
Uh-huh.
Because
And,
it doesn't matter. The
and
first
then
part
he
doesn't
hands the
matter.
ball to Kevin. And,
Yeah.
Okay. it's
So
wrong.
you have to be able to get the object that's doing the action as well as the action wrong or right. So you have to listen for both.
Okay.
And that's kind of the way that I want you to think about things kind of in general.
So, for example, if I say, one of the directions, okay, Kevin empuja el carro.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin pushes the car.
Perfect. That's a great one.
Isn't that three things?
If you have...
See, that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, you're right. You're thinking about it right. So, you know, it all kind of...
Because you know how in Spanish it's different?
Mhm. It all kind of depends. If you've been playing with the cars and you've talked about pushing the cars, pulling the cars, crashing the cars,
It's probably gonna get it right.
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that, like, push would be one, it would be three, so, like, it's easier for me to write it out. Kevin pushes the car versus Monkey drinks the juice. If you had a cup out and a car out and you said, Kevin pushes the car, I guess he could do whatever he wants with the car, but it really only makes sense for the car to go forward. So pushes doesn't totally count because it's kind of common sense. Like, obviously that's what he's going to do with the car. Like, if Kevin has the car, Kevin's not going to eat the car. You know, Kevin's not going to read the car. Like, that's what's common sense. Kevin pushes the car. So I would say what you're listening for is Kevin and car. Monkey drinks the juice. Monkey's not going to read the juice. Monkey's not going to push the juice. Monkey's not going to, like, do anything with the juice other than drink it. So drink is kind of common sense. So you're listening for monkey and juice.
Okay.
So it looks like kind of like it's three, but really I would say these are two. If you kind of set up the activity like this, like you've got Kevin, monkey, car, and juice. But if you have, I don't want this to get too complicated, but you're thinking about everything right. Let's say you have Kevin, monkey, car, airplane, And then you've got a couple of verbs, like push, pull. Kevin pulls the car. I mean, I don't know, like, let's say, this is kind of an obscure example, but let's say, or Monkey pulls the car. Let's say you've taught him the car can go backwards, you pull it. Kevin pulls the airplane, so you're pulling it, versus Monkey pushes the car, Monkey pushes the airplane. That is 3. Each one of those matters because you have to listen for push and pull. Where for here, I wouldn't really say it matters.
Because we're talking about 2 different things.
Because that's what you're going to do with it. That's like obviously what you're going to do with it.
Okay.
The same way where you would say, like, Monkey reads the book. You don't know, like, he could be focused on read or he could be focused on book, but, like, you're not going to do anything with a book other than read it. So it's not really 3 at that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like having a puzzle in the book. It's not like he's going to read the puzzle.
So let's, just to give you one more example of 3, exactly, just to give you one more example of 3, let's say you had Monkey Kevin, you have a table and a chair, and you've been working on and under. Put Monkey under the table. Put Kevin on the chair. That would be 3 as well. Because you have to get every single part of it right. You can't put Monkey under the chair. You can't put Kevin on the table. You have to listen. You have to hear all 3 in order to follow the direction.
Okay.
So the way that I kind of like doing things, especially in the beginning, is kind of just having things in pairs into Monkey and Kevin, puzzle and book. So with book, your action word is read, right? What would it be? I don't know, like if it's different in Spanish. What would it be with puzzle?
Armar el rompecabezas. So armar is like to put the puzzle together.
That's like a word by itself.
Armar el rompecabezas. Armar. Yeah.
That means like put
together. Like put together.
Could you say it without saying puzzle? Like could you say like Monkey puts it together?
El chango lo va a armar.
Or is that weird?
It's not weird, but then maybe it's something that I haven't exposed Jair to. And then so he's gonna probably think back and say, what is mommy asking me to put together?
So that word, like puts together, is not
so
the
then
main
I would
word.
have, so I would then have to use an action word. No, use an object that he's more familiar with.
So if you do Monkey puts together the puzzle, but he doesn't really know like puts together that well. What he's listening for is Monkey and puzzle.
Yeah.
And that takes him back a step, right? To 2 nouns together.
¿Qué haces? ¿Haciendo caca?
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So maybe a good step for us would be just making a list of the action words that work well with this type of an activity. Like push and pull probably wouldn't be as good because you kind of need something on the end of it.
Okay.
Versus like drink, eat, read, jump, run, sleep might be ones that...
So we can work on read and drink. Maybe.
I think that sounds great.
And then
For the tea activity.
And then once he gets familiar to like put together, we can work on that.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Okay, so tell me, kind of recap, like tell me what the directions are that you want to do for the tea activity.
Okay, Monkey wants to read.
So we've got Monkey, and then we're doing wants to in the middle, and then our action word is read. So that gives us 1 object and 1 verb, And the other one, you want to do Kevin?
And wants to drink.
Okay. How do you feel about just having 2 and 2?
Good.
Like that's a good number?
Yeah.
So we'll start here. Do you want to go ahead and come up with a third option, just to either like plan on moving towards in the future, or in case he finds this pretty easy, we can have something ready to go?
Sure, we can say Kevin wants to play with the house. Or, no?
Tell me what you think about that. So we want to do an object
That's having like the
and an action.
That's having like the
It's kind of having 3, but it's also kind of just noun, because what he's really listening for is Kevin house. Right? 'Cause what else are you going to do with the house? You're not going to drink the house. So the one in the middle really would play, like Kevin wants to play with the house. Play is just kind of is assumed, you know. So I would say it's kind of going back a step to 2. Kevin house.
Okay.
Almost the same as just like give Kevin the house or something like that, you know.
So it's the same thing as under and on top.
What do you mean?
Or like if I were to ask Kevin put the house on top of the table.
That would be 3. But what I'm saying is like Kevin wants to play with the house. I mean, yeah, it's kind of 3, but like what else are you going to do with the house? Play is kind of a no-brainer.
I can say Kevin wants to run.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do you want to keep it kind of tea party themed?
Sure. So then running and would not come in.
Just so that, like, if he wants to get into kind of like a pretend play thing here.
Kevin wants to stand up.
Yeah.
If he's sitting down.
Okay, so we have 2 people to choose from, and then 3 verbs. So that would, like, we would say that's a set of 5 things to choose from. So maybe we'll start with these 4, and then if that's pretty easy, maybe we can add in standing up. Like Monkey might want to stand, or Kevin might want to stand. We'll just kind of gauge it and see how it's going.
Because if we do, he wants to go to sleep. It's Jair. I feel like he's overcome that. Like he knows that's no longer fun for him.
Putting things to sleep. Yeah, but you could do. I mean, you could do eat. Like you could have a plate with a fork out as well. So that could be an option too.
No, not the end.
Okay, so tell me how this whole thing feels. Like, is it kind of coming together, or does it feel more confusing?
No, it's coming together now that I gave it some thought.
Yeah.
And you clear things up.
Okay.
So last night I was like, what?
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
It took me a little while to kind of get my head around it and everything.
It's okay. I mean, on Friday I told you, I'm okay, once I got my hands on it, I'm like, what?
Yeah. I think it seems obvious. It's like an object and an action.
It's just kind of like going back and then rephrasing things. It's, makes it even harder.
Yeah, you're having to do it all in Spanish. All right, so let's give this a shot. I think that part of the challenge with the toddler is having him want to do it. So let's try being really animated. First, expose him to the vocabulary. Tell him what everything's doing. And then I've been thinking about this. Maybe you're trying to really push him. Like, let him know this is therapy time. You have to listen and do it. And then we'll really celebrate it. But not let him kind of, like, escape easily.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do you have any... Do you need
Yeah, we need to change the cycle.
You always poop with me.
Yeah, you always wait for Landon to go.
This is even a different time, and you still poop with me.
That's because he had lunch.
Bye-bye.
And you usually come around breakfast time.
Right after a meal. All right.
Dile bye. Vamos a cambiar el pamper.
Bye.
Bye. Tienes que cambiar el pamper. No abrir. No. Ve. Vamos a cambiar el pamper.
want to bring Snowman?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kevin, mira. Look, Kevin. The snowman.
All right, I'm going to get out of the way and let you just try this out and see how this goes for you. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
I made you a list. These are the 4 we talked about, and these are just some other ideas. There's stand, and then if you want to try eat with a little plate, jump, or you can add in snowman.
Okay.
So just kind of gauge maybe.
Plate.
Yeah, sure. And you can have that set to the side and maybe kind of see where he is here. And if you feel like you want to make it a little bit harder, like if you feel like he's doing okay, you can kind of gauge and see if you want to add in a couple more.
Okay.
He's so hungry.
Kevin, quiere cranberries. Ven, vamos a jugar. Vente. Siéntate. Siéntate. Espera. Escucha.
So let's start by just telling him what all of the options are, kind of just make it kind of playful.
Escucha. Leer, comer, tomar. Y tenemos a Kevin. Y al chango. El oso de nieve. Tair.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe you can just play with him for a minute.
Okay. Rephrasing it, okay. Chango quiere leer. El chango quiere leer. Muy bien, chango. Kevin quiere comer. Kevin quiere comer.
So I think, I think he's still kind of figuring out, like, what's expected out of him, what he needs to do.
And then I can jump in and say, Jair, listen, Kevin wants to eat, and then...
Yeah, I think in the beginning, just kind of showing him how to make it a lot of fun is okay. Maybe not testing him right off the bat, but just kind of doing pretend play with him.
Okay. Kevin quiere comer.
Good job. Do you want to give him some?
Dame. Dame.
Here,
Kevin quiere comer.
look, watch. Yum, yum. Try it again. You want to say see like that sound?
He likes no, he likes the snowman.
So let's try that one again. Let's try Snowman Wants to Eat.
Okay. I'm gonna say it in English, okay? Snowman wants to eat.
Good job. What made you want to switch from English to Spanish to English?
Because he's not, he knows snowman in English better than if I call him in Spanish.
Okay.
Also that he can. And I don't want to say it in Spanish, but just say,
Yeah.
dale de comer al snowman.
Maybe we'll just leave
he's not
Snowman out then.
So he's not so familiar with snowman in Spanish.
Okay, then maybe we should leave it out because I think switching back and forth in one activity between languages is hard.
Okay.
So maybe we'll leave Snowman out for now.
Well, maybe we can bring the turn.
Yeah, that sounds good. That AC is loud. Huh?
Yeah. And then I'll turn off in 2 seconds. Prima, hola prima. Prima quiere tomar.
Perfect.
Prima quiere tomar. Tomar.
Perfect. Yay! That was so yummy. Good job. Do you want me to move? Can we change the setup in a way that would be a little bit easier for him to manipulate everything?
Yeah. You want to sit on the floor?
I was thinking maybe Monkey could be a little more accessible.
Oh, okay.
We could maybe try moving him like just next to Jair.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Jair, ven acá. Mira. Jair.
Alright. We're gonna have a tea party.
Come this way.
That's my stuff. Come here, we're gonna play with Prima.
Jair, vamos a jugar con Prima. Mira, Prima. Prima quiere comer.
Nope. Yum.
Ven, escucha mamá.
So tell me what you think. Do you think that he's not into it? Do you think there's something we can do to help him get more interested?
He's into it. It's just that he is a little bit distracted because he's in the mood. Okay. Puedes escuchar a mamá. Escucha mamá, te voy a decir algo. Primero tenemos que jugar con él, ¿ok? Y después te puedes subir en el sofá, ¿ok? Sí, allá está. Vente. Bye, árbol. Sí. Bye. Siéntate. ¿Quién está sentado al lado tuyo? El chango.
So you've got Chango and Prima and Kevin, and then you've got Eat and Drink. I think that's a nice little set size. However you want to do it.
Mira. Kevin quiere leer.
Try cueing him in and saying, listen,
Okay.
sometimes that can help him.
Okay. So it's fine if I say Jair, listen.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Jair, escucha.
Listen.
Escucha. Kevin quiere leer. Escucha.
Good
Usually
job.
it's around cranberries.
Listen.
Listen. Listen. Kevin quiere leer.
Which one?
¿Cuál? Kevin quiere leer. Mira,
Try making it kind of lined up.
Kevin quiere leer.
So if he does follow the direction, what would that look like? Do you think he'd pick up the book and pretend like he's reading with them? You've seen him do that before?
So entonces, I'll ask Jair, lee el libro. And then he'll pick up the book and start reading.
Okay. Has he done it with a stuffed animal before?
Once.
So that might be a tough direction for him if it's not something that he's typically doing. Like picking it up and kind of showing it to Kevin. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
It's up to you.
I think you're right.
It might be like it's something that he's not too accustomed to
Yeah.
doing, so he's not going to be.
Okay. So then I should model it more.
Yeah, if you want it to be a direction, you could model it more. You could model the other people reading throughout the week and have him do it too, and then try and make it a direction.
Okay.
So for now, what do you want to do? Maybe just eat and drink? Or do you want to add something else?
And stand up.
Is that something that you feel like he would follow?
Yes.
You've tried that before?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Escúchame. Mira.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Do you need more? You ate our pretend play snack.
Yeah. Mira, escucha. Escucha, Jair. Uh-oh. Escucha, Jair.
Listen. You ready?
Escucha. El chango se quiere parar. Escucha. El chango se quiere parar.
You can do it.
No, párate. El chango Se quiere parar. Mira, el chango está parado.
Yay! So let's keep working on kind of teaching him that direction. Let's do it with Prima immediately. Listen.
Okay. Okay.
Here,
Escucha, Yair. Prima se quiere parar.
Yay! Good job, Prima.
Okay. And then, okay.
You gonna try it with Kevin?
Kevin. Mira, escucha, Yair. Kevin se quiere parar.
Yay, Kevin! Good job, Kevin! Yay! High five, Kevin.
High five.
Ready?
Ven acá, siéntate.
High five, Kevin. Woo! Yay! Good job, Kevin.
Escucha, Yair,
Try
escucha.
saying it again with Prima and let him do it.
Okay, escucha,
Listen.
escucha. Yair, escucha. Prima se quiere parar.
You do it.
Tú, tu turno.
Help.
Ayuda a la prima. Prima se quiere parar. Mira. Prima se quiere parar. ¡Yay!
Good job.
Escucha, Yair. Kevin quiere comer. Sí. Kevin quiere comer. Sí.
Yeah. Who should it go to?
And you know what? I think quiere is something new for him.
Okay.
Because I usually say, Yair, dale de comer a Kevin. So it's kind of saying like, let's feed Kevin, but the way that I'm just rephrasing it. Jair, ven. No. Escucha, Jair.
Better.
Landon dice que no. Jair, una, dos, tres. Ven acá.
Once he's back there, it's like done. Okay, so you think that saying wants is throwing him off?
Yeah, I think that's throwing him off a little bit. So maybe
So is this is hard in Spanish, huh?
it is hard. Because if I ask Jair, ¿quiere comer? Kevin quiere comer. Kevin wants sweet. And if I ask Jair, dale de comer, it's give Kevin.
And it's give him food too.
Yeah.
Not like, and that's not really the action word. That's like,
Get it?
yeah.
That's why I gotta give it some thought and say. And
So
go back.
you might have to kind of backtrack and just work with him on following directions with like quiero
Yeah.
in the middle before you start
Or-
doing this type of an activity with him.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that therefore he. Yeah.
So he
Gets
gets more
familiar,
familiar,
yeah.
But just this activity in general, like with the table and the chairs and the different people,
Because
what do you
he's
think?
100% good with like dame de comer, dale, give, but yo quiero, I want. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, so that might be something that I agree
So
is
and
throwing him off a little bit.
yeah, it is. Versus, okay, let's put this in practice. Okay, dale de comer a Kevin. Escucha, dale de comer a Kevin.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. Ahora escucha. Kevin quiere comer. Muy bien.
Let's try it with us. Good job.
Escucha,
Yay.
escucha, Jair. Kevin quiere tomar. Mira. Kevin quiere tomar. Ok, escucha otro diferente. Dale de tomar a Kevin. Dale de tomar. Mira, mira mamá, escucha. Jair, escucha. Dale de tomar a Kevin. A Kevin, no a Jair, a Kevin.
Yay! Good
Yay.
job. Debbie, I think you're right. I think that you're going to
already
have
targeted, yeah. And so it's the way of me rephrasing the sentence that's like throwing him off and like,
Uh-huh.
A, B, C.
So, when I first started thinking about wanting to do this activity,
I don't know, am I the only person having a hard time in Spanish? Because it is hard. I mean, not unless, I don't know. Not unless they're doing it wrong and they're not giving it some thought. Because
it is 3 with another family in Spanish. I don't remember how it worked. I didn't go through it in a coaching way like this. We didn't talk it out as much.
Oh, okay.
So that might be, maybe we were doing it wrong, and I didn't understand as much Spanish back then, so it might have seemed like it was working.
You should keep it in the back of your mind when you work with other families.
Yeah.
Just to see how they do it, because it would make me wonder, like, are they doing it the right way?
Yeah.
Because just rephrasing it in Spanish, it's hard. Because asking to do one direction can go 5 different ways in Spanish. Versus in English, it could probably go only 1 or 2 ways. Get it? Mira, la sal. El pingüino.
So when we first started talking about, let me turn this, about doing an object plus a verb, so an object plus an action, I thought it was just going to be exposing him to those action words. Like, we learn them, we learn pull, we learn push, we learn read, we learn sleep, drink, eat, and I thought it was going to be an easy combination to kind of bump him up to following that 2-step direction. But you're right, it is different in Spanish because you've had to add in this quiero in the middle.
Or dale.
Dale.
And there's different ways.
So, before we start working on combining an object plus a verb, why don't you guys work on really helping him understand quiero and, do you want to?
It's pretty much, yeah, that.
And starting to get more familiar with some of those directions around the house. Like, just really casually, informally playing with him with the same kind of toys, doing the same kind of directions, so that he's really familiar with it. Oh, Kevin's reading. Stand up, prima. You know, that type of stuff. So that, you would do it with quiero. Oh, Kevin wants to read. Prima wants to stand up, like starting to do that.
In Spanish, it's really hard, like, I want. It's usually, give it to.
Dale, yeah.
When it comes to little toddler.
But I think this is a creative way for you to have the, to be able to do the directions.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Because really, I mean, the whole goal is having something in your mind that is really, that's like concrete. I mean, you can see Kevin, you can see the snowman, you can see the monkey, and then something that's not really concrete, something that you just have to kind of know what it is. You know what jumping is, you know what eating is, you know what sleep is, and having him kind of start to keep those 2 things in his head. Yeah.
Because even when we speak within each other, most of the time we're like, instead of saying yo quiero, we'll say, I'll call my brother Hugo. Dame soda. Instead of saying yo quiero una soda. Get it?
Yeah, so maybe starting to try that with your family a little bit more so that he can have some more exposure to it.
Okay.
Do you think that'll help? What do you think?
Yeah, that would definitely help.
Okay. So you guys
I was having such a hard time. Okay.
It helps to talk it out. I mean, I'm learning all this too because it's different language. So you guys have a few weeks off from therapy. Maybe just really work on
yo quiero
and really nailing down some of the verbs, some of those action words and things that you guys can do with them. Like, if you want to, you know, really focus on 6, really talk about them a lot. Eating, drinking, standing, sleeping, running, whatever it is. Especially the ones that don't need something on the end, like push or pull kind of need something on the end. Because you tell them what you're doing, the action too.
And then under that,
I would stay away from, so those are more like location words. I would stay away from locations for now. Yeah, for right now, it's just an object and an action. Do you want to do this? I know, I thought you might want to make a Christmas book.
Mira.
You're getting kind of bored. So, I just pulled this out because I wanted him to be able to do something fun instead of try and get in my bag. So basically, with that being said, do you feel okay with going into the next couple of weeks with a little bit of a game plan for things that you guys can work on? So tell me specifically what you guys want to target.
Okay, so definitely we're gonna target Yo Quiero, I want, versus Dame, which has been he's target 100%.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. And then from there, work on different...
Sorry. By Yo Quiero, you mean like also like Kevin quieres and okay.
So quiere and Yo Quiero. So we're going to work on those two. Speaking on like second person, él quiere, yo quiero. And then from there, doing different directions by, you know, Kevin quiere pararse, so he's more exposed to that.
Yeah.
Pararse, sentarse, dormirse, because even with to sleep, Kevin quiere dormirse.
That's what you would say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a different tense. It's not something he's used to. It still has dormir in it, but I think you're right. I think you're going to have to...
Just by adding the quiero makes it, throws him off a little bit, so then, yeah, we should work on that.
Turn it around. Okay, and then do you want to make this a time where you guys are just inputting, like really talking?
So we're gonna be doing lots of inputting yo quiero, él quiere, and then you know, throwing in a couple directions so he can be more.
It's hot.
Sí, está caliente, mijo, está caliente.
Hot.
Es la chimenea, está caliente. Yes.
So you do want to go ahead and start seeing if he can follow the directions, or do you want to? It's up to you.
We'll do a whole week of inputting.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan.
And then the second week, I'll throw in a couple directions to see if he's following.
Yeah. I think that sounds good. Yeah, I think a lot of it's just going to be you kind of gauging how to keep him engaged, how to, I mean...
No, mijo, no es un borrego. No, es un bear, un oso polar. Oso. El oso.
It's a bear. It's a bear, bud. So yeah, it's a lot of